Hey everybody, it's Bobbi-Jo and welcome to my home. I am coming to you with a hashtag Thursday Booktube, and this is an open collab hosted by Life with Patty and Daphne over at my mountain home and kitchen, and I will link those ladies below along with all of the books on YouTube, not on YouTube, on Goodreads, so you can pop into there. Don't need to be a member to be able to see. I will link them below as well. And yeah, I think I'll get into it. It is about, I apologize that if you hear noise or something like that. Mario is out in the living room, but it is too hot to be closing doors today. So we want airflow with the air conditioner. And we've got fans on as well. It's about 40 degrees, which is 104, 105 Fahrenheit. So hot. But, you know, it is what it is. It's climate change, right? It's happening. And yeah, now I'm not only spending time inside in January, but I'm spending time inside in July as well. Yeah, and Che was wanting out yesterday. No, it is not a day for kitty cats out there. It is not a day for kitty cats out there today either. He usually goes out with us when we go. He has a little collar on him that has a beeper so we can make sure he doesn't go far. And yeah, he's not going outside. That's mommy's rule. So anyways, enough blabbing. I'll get into the books that I read so far this month. So we'll talk about that. I'll just mention quickly what I'm reading right now. But yeah, let's get into what I've read first. So the first thing I've had finished reading was God Killer, which was awesome. I had waited for that for quite some time, and I was very happy to get it on sale. When I did get it, it was like $3.40 or so, according to my spreadsheet. And yeah, so that was a good deal for me, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. So much so that I immediately started the second book in that series, and the series is called Falling Gods. And there's 3, I think, so far, if I'm remembering correctly. And it's by Hannah Canner. And what I mentioned in my review is that there was a lot of hype in this book. I wasn't sure whether or not, sometimes the hype, like, I just don't get. So, yeah, the concept of the God Killer was fantastic. It's a book about a woman that goes around, and there's a multitude of gods. There's so many gods for every little thing. And the king had banned them, and she goes around and kills them. So then she meets a girl and another person, and they go on this adventure. So the concept was awesome. The scene building and world building was really good. It was very easy to visualize it. The character development was well done. I was able to picture them. I was able to connect with them and things like that. Character relationships between each other were really good, and it was a good pace all the way through. It didn't stop all the way through. The only thing I found, it was a very a bit predictable, but the story is what you're going for. That's what I like most. So the quote I liked is, "Ask a God's business and become a God's business." So I thought that was kind of cool. Um, Next up, oh, I gave that a 4, by the way, out of 5. Next up is Anibot. This one blew me away. Well, it didn't blow me away. I only gave it a 4 because I just didn't get to that 5 level. But it was so thought-provoking. So if you read it like on the surface, it's okay, but when you get to thinking about what is actually happening and whether or not, like, at what point does a robot that feels and stuff like this. So it's really just something that you really think about, and even Mario and I were talking about. And yeah, she's a sentient being, and what, how do I put it without giving much away? Yeah, it's, I really can't. She's, when does that sentient being have real emotion, or if they have real emotion, things like that. So the concept is really interesting. The connection, I was really connected to the main character, and it touches on multiple difficult subjects in it as well. So there is a trigger warning in there. I can't think of any cons of it. I just didn't think the writing part of it really hit that 5 mark. But my fave quote is, "Personality, she learns, is a combination of how a person changes and remains consistent over time." So, like I said, I gave that one a 4 out of 5. The next one is House of Glass. I gave this one a 2.5 out of 5. Rounded it up to 3 on Goodreads. It had a likable main character. The plot was okay. The writing was okay. I just didn't like one of the narrators. I did read it in audiobook. One of the I didn't like the narrator's version of the secondary voices. So other character voices, and it was really predictable. In my opinion, anyways. I just couldn't get. The story was. I guess it's just a basic trope. So, anyways, I do have a favorite quote, which is, "Sometimes the lies are debunked, other times they're so ingrained in the public consciousness they might as well be truth." So, yeah, I couldn't get into this book. I read it. I have a challenge I'm doing. It's called the A to Z challenge, or A to Z challenge. And what you do is you read books that either the author's name is a letter of the alphabet, or the author, or the title of the book is in the letter of the alphabet, and then you try to get all the letters during the year. However, each year there's a curated list put out by the book club that I'm in, and what you do is, in that case, is you try to read all of the curated books. This was on the curated list. I'm trying. Last year it was so fast to get the A to Z, that I said, okay, I'm going to challenge myself this year and try to do the full curated list. So this is one of the ones from that curated list, and yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I just didn't enjoy it, so I gave it a 2.5. Next one is the Banned Bookshop. Now, this is banned with a twist, okay? So it's not about, like, actual banned books. You really have to read it to understand what I mean. But it's 3.5 out of 5. And it is kind of tropish, where it's a person that goes in to a bookstore to help somebody out, and they're not a reader, and they're not, but it's got that twist in it. So plot, I liked the main character, and the secondary characters. I liked the antagonist, and it was it wasn't so antagonistic that it took away from the cute little. It's a cute story. The lightness of the story, and then lighthearted and cozy. There's nothing in particular I didn't like. It's just I didn't think the book went to that higher than a 3.5 out of 5. I did put it in, I round up on Goodreads, so it's a 4 on Goodreads. One of the quotes I liked was, like, if the books I liked had been assigned in school, I might have actually gotten into reading. Being forced to read Hamlet and The Great Gatsby, and having to analyze everything to death, made me hate the concept of literature. And I believe that's one of the things that I don't know, that limited people continuing to read, in my opinion, at the time that I was in school. You were reading just such complicated and analyzing every little thing and stuff like this. You didn't have those books that you enjoyed reading. So I don't know if it's changed, but yeah. But don't put down The Great Gatsby in that, because I love that book. And then the last one is the last one at the wedding. This book here was a 2 for me. Again, it's from my A to Z list. I just happen to be able to get these finally. The concept, the storyline could have been so great. It could have been such a great book had it been written well. I like the unique storyline in it, and it wasn't predictable about how things happened, how the resolution in the end. But the writing left something to be desired. For the first 50% of the book, oh my gosh, I was bored. It's like nothing happens. It's just nothing happens. I couldn't connect with the main character. Talked about constantly how he had worked for UPS. I loved working for UPS, but I'm not going to talk about it all the time. Constantly talking about how he had been in the military. Constantly talking about how he had enough money to live. I just couldn't, like, they must have mentioned that he worked for UPS 10 times in the book, like, and was in the military probably 5 times, 6 times. Like, it just, I couldn't connect. All he was surface. Like, I don't know. I just couldn't get it into it. Yeah. So I gave it a 2 out of 5. It is what it is, right? Now, so update on what I've been doing. I have been like doing for book related. So anyways, I have not participated in my tic-tac-toe in a couple of months and really enjoying it. I'm able to read some of the books that I was wanting to get to. Right now I'm reading arcs. Oh, I forgot about an arc that I read. Dear Friend, it's called. And I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It is actually a 365-day contemplation and connection and things like that for daily. You look at it daily. It's got its date indicated. And I thought it was very well done. It's kind of a book that is a letter to you, like Dear Friend, this. Really good writing, excellent topics were used. There didn't seem to be a formula every day, like that they touched on the same things all the time. Good questions about introspection throughout the book, but not necessarily on every reading, so it was great that way. Summary of each page's takeaway at the end of the page was great. It was repetitive, but keep in mind that I read this because it was an arc. I had to read the whole thing pretty much at once, and because of that, I could see the repetition in it, and you're going to have that with these books. So I don't want it to be anybody to think that it's repetitive for sure. I feel that it is a very good book. I wish somebody had given this to me when I was younger. I think it's for a young person, especially one that's graduating and maybe going to college or something like that. It is fantastic, a fantastic graduation book. So what am I reading right now? I'm reading Dark Sisters, which is an arc. I'm just going to go quickly through these. I'm reading an arc, by the way, is an advanced copy of the book, so it's not published yet. And the Book of Lost Hours on my my NetGalley. I'm trying to get a badge, what they call a badge, and I have to read that book before and post a review on it before August 1st. So I'm really concentrating on that one, and I'm really enjoying it right now. The Night Tiger has been out for a while, and the Sunbringer, which is the second one in the Fallen Gods. And then I'm still reading Small Ceremonies, almost done that one. That was the one that I won off of Goodreads. Unfortunately, it's a hard copy, so I have to, my hands sometimes just don't want to do it. I'm still got 1Q84 on my list. I haven't gotten it out of the library again yet. Because I just couldn't fit it into places, but I still have it on my list to read, but it's not a focus right at the moment. So, yeah, whew, I got a lot to. Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books on the go. Now, I'm like I could have 10 books on the go. For me, having books and having TV series. Same. It's somebody can follow multiple TV series. I can follow multiple books. It doesn't bother me. So that's what I do. I have a bunch going. Anyways, I have blabbed on enough, so I will let you guys go. And again, I apologize for any noise you've heard. It's just unfortunately too hot. I apologize for the lighting because I turned my top light off because it can get hot even though it's not an actual, like, even though it's not really a regular bulb, but it still gets hot, so I have turned that off. So I apologize for the lighting too. I apologize for everything. All right, thanks guys, bye.